Bitcoin saw a very positive week with a lot of pumps, but Bitcoin is also giving us our last warning signal. We are experiencing a lot of bullish price action for Bitcoin, but keep in mind that we also have a lot of bear scenarios coming into play, and I will discuss them all with you in this video. I will also have a look at the two altcoins Chainlink and FetchAI with you, but about that later in this video. There's a lot of interesting news coming into the market, which I will discuss with you later in this video. There's also a lot of interesting data showing for the Ethereum and the Bitcoin ETF. So watch this video all the way to the end, like the video, and let's dive right into the charts. Yesterday, with the closing of the week on Friday, we saw Bitcoin created the CME gap around the $62,826, and this is the level for Bitcoin to come back later in the weekend or during on Monday. And I believe Bitcoin will trade around this level, just like we saw in the last couple of weekends. And I don't believe we're going to see a lot of volatility coming into the weekend for Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin will eventually close this CME gap, and from there we can just trade freely during the week. So keep in mind that this level is a sort of a magnet for Bitcoin during this weekend. So I don't expect a lot of volatility. And yesterday the Bitcoin ETF saw another bullish day. We saw a total inflow of $92 million, so that is interesting to see. And that is looking very bullish for the Bitcoin ETFs. We can also see that BlackRock didn't buy for the fourth consecutive day. So with the other Bitcoin ETFs buying into the market, this is looking very bullish. And we are also seeing that the spike to the top side is occurring now. And we are now getting closer to this all-time high on the cumulative inflow for Bitcoin. And the Ethereum ETF saw its second consecutive day of inflows yesterday. We saw that Grayscale was buying into the market and the other Ethereum ETFs didn't buy or sell any. So we saw a total inflow of 2.9 million into the Ethereum ETF, so this is looking a little bit more bullish. And I've been discussing this daily chart with multiple horizontal levels that act as resistance and support with you. And now we can see we are coming back to this big resistance around the $64,000, and this resistance is a little bit too strong for now. And in the past we can see a lot of touch points here and price interactions around this level. So once again, this level is acting a little bit too strong for now. But of course we could also come back to this previous resistance to turn it into support. And from there we can aim for higher targets, because we could potentially see a bounce from this level. And after that we want to see that uptrend is going to continue, and that we're eventually going to break the $64,000 resistance, because from the lows we saw a beautiful price to the top side, and now we can create more top side of if we're breaking this $64,000 level, and then we can create a huge trend reversal for Bitcoin. So this is looking very bullish, and we are now in this uptrend on the daily time frame. And yesterday a lot of interesting news was coming in, but this was the biggest headline. The SEC approves options for BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF. And these options are very interesting for Bitcoin because they get more attractive to institutional capital, and banks and asset managers have already granted their employees permission to pitch these ETFs to high income clientele. So this is very bullish, of course, and the adoption will only become bigger and bigger, and a lot of people will be getting exposed to Bitcoin. Another chart on the daily time frame is this huge falling wedge formation. We saw a lot of consolidation happening for Bitcoin. We can see here multiple touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side as support. And last week we saw a beautiful bounce from this big support, and now we're seeing a breakout of this huge falling wedge formation, which is very bullish. But of course we can also see a retracement back to this huge resistance area to turn it into support, and this is your last warning for Bitcoin. So if we're coming back to this big resistance area to turn it into support, this is your chance to maybe enter the market in the long or spot buy order, and from there we can maybe create a higher low structure, and then we can continue the uptrend. So if we're coming back to make this bullish retest, then this is your last warning to buy more Bitcoin for the long term. And after all the other news, this is also a very big headline. Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy buys another 458 million in Bitcoin. And this is of course having a very bullish effect of the price of Bitcoin. And they just keep buying more and more. And also they are announcing that they raised $1 billion to buy more Bitcoin. So eventually this is going to have a lot of buying pressure, and it will only pump up the price for Bitcoin. And this is just one company, so imagine if a lot of other companies are going to buy more Bitcoin and put it on their balance sheet. And of course this will pump up the price for Bitcoin very big. So of course this will create a lot of adoption, and this is going to be very bullish in the coming year. And another big headline that was coming in is that BNY Mellon, that's the America's biggest custodian bank, has received SEC approval to custody Bitcoin. So this is also very bullish, and they are cleared the way for BNY to provide institutional custody of digital assets. And of course, they have a lot of customers, so they could also be exposed to Bitcoin. And this is also very good for adoption of Bitcoin. So more and more people are getting exposed to Bitcoin, and it will work like a network effect. So more people into Bitcoin means higher prices. And if we have a look on the daily time frame, I want to talk about this huge trend for Bitcoin. We are still currently in a downtrend with lower highs. So eventually we want to create a higher high and also a higher low structure. And then we can confirm the big trend reversal on the daily time frame. And on the lower side, we can see 3 touch points as support here. And this is looking very bullish, because if we have a triple bottom, we can create more bullish price action, because we are eventually always seeing this spike to the top side. So this support on the lower side is very big. And however, the trend is still down. We are seeing this exponential move to the top side, and we are very close to a huge trend reversal. So we could also potentially see something like this. And this is very bullish for Bitcoin, because potentially we are going to see a huge trend reversal on the daily time frame, and this will bring us to new highs. But first, we want to see a gain of this previous high to create a higher high, and from there we can just aim for higher targets. And the first interesting altcoin I want to have a look at with you is Chainlink. I've been discussing Chainlink since we were in this huge falling wedge formation, and I was expecting that this falling wedge formation was going to break bullish, and eventually we want to see a bullish retest to test the resistance as support. And later we broke bullish, and then I was monitoring this with you on my social media. And after the bullish break of this falling channel, we are seeing a bullish retest, and from there we entered the market in a long. So congratulations if you took this trade together with me. And from the point of breakout, we are already up for a significant gain of around 10%. So this is of course very bullish. And now the next big resistance for Chainlink will be this horizontal level, which is confluent with a lot of touch points in the past as resistance and support. And this will be around the $12.5. So let's see if Chainlink can come back to this level. And if we're coming back to this level, I think we will see a lot of resistance coming into the market, and we could potentially also see a rejection again. But of course, we want to see the bullish scenario play out, and that we're going to see a gain of this level and then retest the previous resistance as support. From there we can aim for higher targets. And if we want to see a gain, we need to see a fully daily candle close above this level, and from there we can confirm the breakout. And if we're going to back lower to retest this as support, then from here you can enter the market in a long and aim for higher targets. Because the breakout target of this falling channel is confluent with the top side of the channel, and that will be around the $19. So there's still a long road for Chainlink to come. But if we have a look on the weekly time frame, we can also see this huge horizontal level is a very big resistance around the $12.5. So this will be the first big resistance to break for Chainlink if we want to see more bullish continuation to the top side. And another very interesting altcoin I've been discussing with you lately is FetchAI. We can see FetchAI was in this huge falling wedge formation with multiple touch points on the top side as resistance and also on the lower side as support. And we can also see this huge horizontal support was coming into play as FetchAI was coming all the way back to this level, and this horizontal support was holding strong. And we eventually saw a beautiful breakout of this huge falling wedge formation. We retested the previous horizontal resistance as support, and from there we are now seeing a beautiful bounce. So this is looking very bullish, and this is how a big trend reversal on the daily time frame looks like. We are creating lower lows and lower highs, and now we are creating a higher high and higher low. So this is looking very bullish, and we are now seeing a huge trend reversal. So this could be the start for FetchAI in the next bull run. And the breakout target of this falling wedge formation is the top side of the formation, and that will be around the $3.3. And currently we are at the $1.6, so there's also a very big upside potential for a Fetch. And let me know in the comments if you still hold Fetch in your portfolio and what you think about Fetch in the future. Please give a like if you find the video useful. Follow me on my other socials, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.